Hi friends, it's Wednesday, November 26, 2014. Lynn and Jamie here, continuing our assignment and our string of non-directive intentions. Our intention is to do what is ours to do in all dimensions to trigger the awakening right now. And with that, it begins. I seem to be looking out through a camera. It's if I am seeing the camera, or I somehow am the camera, and there's a camera crew following the courageous one.
That's true.
He's walking down a hall into a room. This is in some kind of confinement facility.
Yes,
institution. And whew, the door opens. Oh, and it's looking like it's the Count of Monte Cristo.
Yes.
Someone who's been imprisoned for a long time. It is the kind old man. His mannerisms are identical to the person who was so helpful to me for so long.
And the courageous one sits across the table from him. It's like they're looking at each other, sizing each other up almost.
They're taking each other's measure. They're each of them trying to determine how the other one has changed, but it's unfortunate that neither of them seems to have their channels up. Friends, I don't mean to interrupt the moment, but if you put your channels up, it's far easier to see what's actually going on. When you attempt to discern directly the way you're doing right now, you just hit the mask, the projection. That's why it's so confusing. So just channels up, ask to be shown what's really seated across the table from you.
That's true.
And suddenly I've got a different perspective. I'm looking down on the scene from above, a bird's eye view. And I see that there's a mask being held up in front of the kind old man.
That's true.
And what's behind the mask doesn't look the same as the mask itself. It looks
snarling.
Snarling beast.
That's true.
Snarling beast who's not happy to see this person, even though the mask is looking gently smiling.
It would tear him apart if he could.
He would love to tear him apart, but he knows that there are cameras posted in the corner of the room.
And there are guards around.
And guards outside the door, and so he has put on his kind old man mask.
That's true.
When in reality he would like to rip him to shreds, and so just kind of whispering in the courageous one's ears, saying, "Look up, ask to be shown, channels up, look up." Whoa!
Yes.
When he puts his channels up, you can feel it.
That's true.
And he puts his hands on his legs and leans back like, wow.
That's true. And he's asking the kind old man if he's seen the footage. If he's seen the footage that was sent up this morning.
It's quite obvious he's seen the footage. That's what he's enraged about.
Yeah.
He's enraged about the footage of the press conference that the courageous one gave just this morning.
That's true. The mask is shaking his head, but
it's a lie.
He's seen it. He's seen
it's a lie, and so just pointing this out, live streaming this up, and whispering again in the courageous one's ear, "Look up, channels up, look up for the truth." And there it is, because for a moment the courageous one was confused by the lie.
That's true.
As we can be when we don't have our channels trained up.
That's true.
But now he sees it again, and now he's kind of like getting his game on face. It's like, oh, I see what game we're playing here.
Yeah.
Got it. How does he summarize
He's
that?
saying very pointedly that people are coming forward and confessing things that they did or overheard or knew other people were doing.
Or saw.
To just disrupt the house, destroy the house, and hold back progress.
Yes, hold back the awakening.
Yes. And the kind old man mask is nodding, but the beast is snarling and clawing at the table.
Yes, I see big claw marks.
Yeah. And he's saying that there were 5 names identified.
Over and over again.
Over and over again. In all the confessions.
By all those thousands of people.
Oh, more than thousands.
Tens of thousands.
Yes. And that the kind old man's name was on the list. And
one of the top 5.
And he says, "Did you know that?" And the mask says no, but the beast says yes.
The beast says yes.
And the courageous one says, we have a camera crew here. And the camera crew waves, and he says, and you're here. We have all the ingredients for you to do the right thing.
And now I see the beast. It's like little wheels are turning, and it's getting very, ooh, what's in it for me? And that making the little villain
little
fingers.
hands,
Yeah,
villain
it's like,
fingers.
ooh, what's in it for me?
And the courageous one is saying how good people felt, but more importantly, how good they looked after they had said the truth. And you would be the first of the 5 on the list to do that, to come forward. Oh, and the beast looks wary. Like, I don't know if I want to do that.
I can see over his shoulder what the book's page says.
Yeah.
It says, detach from outcome.
That's true.
Detach. He either will or won't.
That's true.
And now he's no longer pulling on the kind old man's energy body. And the kind old man feels it's a take it or leave it stance.
That's true.
It's a game changer when we release attachment to result.
That's true.
He's looking at his watch and saying, well, if you don't want to do it, it's okay. I have to be on my way. I have to go see the wizard who's next on my list.
And now that little light inside of the beast that was the kind old man, the little light that is actually the kind old man.
Yes.
He's glowing a little.
He is.
And that little light wants to give a real confession.
Yes, the little light wants to do the right thing.
It wants to do the right thing. It knows the right thing. It wants to do it. The cameramen are setting up kind of slowly, like they don't want to scare a wild animal. The beastie is starting to speak. And he's talking about what it's like to feel like you are at the very top. And that you have nowhere to go from there. And he's saying it's a choice to feel like you have nowhere to go from there. But it's an easy choice to make. And then there's nowhere to look but down. And when you look down, you see the other people who are coming up. All the other beings who are coming up. And if you're not choosing to look up and continuing to move up, you just see other people, and you begin to perceive that they are going to overtake you, and you want to squish them. He chuckled a little and then kind of stopped himself and said, it's all about where you turn your eyes. If you turn your eyes up, all you can see is the up. And if you turn your eyes down, you begin to feel threatened. And when you make the choice to feel threatened, a lot of other bad choices come right after, in a quick, ugly string. And he takes a breath and sits back and leans forward again and says that it was almost too easy once the eyes were turned down to do ugly things. And then he says, he's like smooths his pants. It says the house, like all other fast moving, growing things, caught my attention. Had already caught my attention. And when I put my head down, it changed. The house changed from something I took pride in and encouraged to something I saw as a threat and a danger. to my own, the word is like status.
I heard status also.
And so I decided it had to go. He says it like that, it had to go.
Yes, I hear it.
And now he's starting to list things he did, and there's a lot of them. And it started small, just offhanded comments and conversations with people. And then he started like manufacturing, generating lies about the house, but then it went straight up to like paying people to set fires, manipulating people into breaking windows.
Vandalism.
Yeah.
Attempts at destruction.
Yeah.
Yes. I see payoffs. I see money changing hands.
Yes.
I see people dressed in like cat burglar outfits.
And he said once it got started, it was like it picked up momentum really fast.
Took on a life of its own, and he didn't even have to do anything more to keep it going.
It's true. Meanwhile, he was getting smaller and more crunched and darker and cloudier until he just was too gross and small to see a way out. And after that, it all happened fast, and here he is. And as he's speaking, it's like he's leaking this gross, black lies. It's just leaking out. And he's saying that at that point, it just seemed easier to keep going the way he had been going. And he says it still looks that way. And he looks sad. And it's like the light is climbing out of his mouth.
Yes.
It's like it's climbing out and almost becoming another person.
It's like he's shedding the snake skin.
Yeah.
It's like he's stepping out of that old skin that just couldn't see another way out of this, and is being reborn into a new experience.
And it's like that old skin just crumples to the floor.
Falls away.
And the camera is still rolling. It got all of that.
Would you like a hug? It's wonderful to see you again. I love you so much. I want to thank you for something that I never properly thanked you for. The night the barrier came down between the angelic realm and the rest of the higher dimensions. You remember that night, right?
Yes.
And they had all left me there to be tortured, right?
Yes.
And you came and got me.
Yes.
I don't know that I ever thanked you for that. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for all the counseling over all the years. Thank you for all the support and all the mentoring. I love you very much.
Yes. I love you.
I know you do. I know you do.
And I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Who among us hasn't made mistakes and hurt our friends? I have.
That's
Goodness gracious. Here's my library of times I've done that. When you're feeling bad about yourself, here's some videos to watch. I've done it too. We've all done it. And having done it, then we're able to help others who are falling into that same trap in a way we wouldn't be able to help them before. So think what a beautiful gift this will be for you. You'll be able to help people who are going through this identical challenge.
He's nodding.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Look at how many people around you need that kind of counseling.
Yeah.
What an amazing opportunity this might turn out to be for you to really make a difference in the universes.
Yes.
It looks as though the courageous one is intending to go to the wizard right now.
It's true.
Maybe we should follow him.
Yes.